Hello, fellow Milanisti. Sorry I can't be there on the live today, but I do have something I want to say. How do you spot a fraud? Look no further than Scaroni telling Boban, you know nothing about calcio. Rumour is, he thought the Italian Cup final was played over two legs. Now back to some serious matters. Ask yourself, had Milan won the Coppa d'Italia, would you be satisfied? My answer has clearly always been no. But some were waiting for that win. Some were prepared to use it as a way to spread hatred towards traditional fans. There is no doubt that the club is in trouble. There is no longer any doubt about the fact that the fan base is in trouble. On the actual game, extended highlights are now available, so you can enjoy it in full Technicolor over your breakfast bowl of jellied eels and spotted dick. I highly recommend watching them again and again, or perhaps your choice of vice is to bang your head listening to Kush talk about how he's now going to give management a little less time. In all seriousness, ultimately, Bologna wanted them more, and to their club, it meant a lot more than it should to us. But more than this, what I saw were fans prepared to cheer as if winning the Coppa d'Italia was the equivalent of a major trophy. We could all feel that the emotion was being bottled and that the cork was ready to be released had Milan won the game. No doubt, certain channels, some in the UK, some in the US, would have taken great joy and glee in hammering those of us to whom this match meant nothing. There is no doubt that the jersey waving, the fake fan calling, Maldini hating would all have come out to say, I told you so, this is our club, so go F yourself and support someone else. They've now changed their tune. They now talk about how real Milanisti went to watch the game and hugged it out despite the loss. I hadn't quite realised that when we lost, we should hold each other. Going by the number of losses this season, we should all be married to one another then. Like the way Moncada spoke about his relationship with Ibrahimovic and how they discuss tactics and get together every day. So romantic. It's helped us so much to demolish the reputation of what used to be a strong player and promote a baguette to the role of technical director. Milanismo is not about medals for taking part. Now I will speak directly to those foreign Milan clubs and YouTubers. I ask you to look at yourself in the mirror. Think of the bigger picture. For once, please think of Milan. Think of Milanello. Think of Casa Milan. Not of yourself and self-promotion. Many of you have lost the very reason you started your pods in the first place. I saw post-game pods from what I've come to realise are plastic fans, blaming the ref, blaming Boban, some even blaming the physicality of the opposition. If you win, you do enjoy it, but be mindful of the stage. I repeat, Milan did not belong in the Supercoppa. And if you lose with dignity, you lose with anger, and you prepare to get back up. Milan is bigger than the Coppa d'Italia. As Boban said, we historically dumped the competition in order to have the energy and players available for the Champions League. So, now there is a problem. You now want to jump on the train calling management and ownership out. You now think that you are one of us because you posted a poll. You are not, and you will never be. You don't get to do that. Your true colours were exposed over the last 2 years. You backed the team and ownership. You prided yourself in saying, it's the American way. and they will fire people when they underperform. Yet every failure was met with one excuse after another. You excused Maldini's sacking, and your words are there for all to see. So, let's take a step back and think a little about the situation. The urgency and desperation in some of our pods to stop the demolition of our club's identity fell on deaf ears. Maybe because we are just a tiny speck in the Milan universe. Maybe because the truth we spoke was mirrored in only two other English-speaking pods, Rossoneri TV and MLM. So, why, instead of trying to understand our point of view and having conversations with some of us, did you constantly just fire hatred on us? You should have asked yourself, why would traditionalist fans even stop caring about results? It's because we are not about the clicks. We are not about the views. We are truly about the best of the club. Just like Cesare and just like Paolo. Those pods with bigger sub numbers did their damned hardest to kill and quash any idea that fans should do anything other than back the team. Your idea of Milanismo was to back the colours, back players as long as they wore the fourth kit. You failed or forgot to understand how much we owe to our history and tradition and to those who created this legendary club. The reality is that Milan, as we know it and as we want it, is over. Milanismo now only exists in the fanbase. And yes, Maldini is part of that fanbase. He leads it. But some of you are not. The clearest indication to help identify who isn't part of that fanbase? Look for those still talking about giving ownership more time. So, the fanbase split is complete. It's never been about money, jerseys, fan clubs. It's been about identity. And, as it eroded, many of you laughed and felt emboldened to humiliate and call out others. We are Milan. We will return. I will return to watching the team, but only when the club is in the hands of people who understand what it means to wear that jersey. To the ultras, troppo tardi. 2 anni troppo tardi. Once again, too little, too late. Emptying the stadium now means absolutely nothing. You all cheered with the players when Milan beat Bologna in a meaningless league game. Clowns. You don't get to change your minds now. To management, you failed. Each and every one of you. You failed. Sell whoever you want, as many as you want. It won't make a difference to Milanisti. You are frauds. Any fan who gave you the time of day are frauds. Milanismo is as alien to you as baboons are to me. This week, Andrea Longoni released an excellent 2-part interview with Boban. So many topics are covered, too many to talk about here. I highly recommend that you all watch the interview, as body language often helps to contextualize words. Also, I want to say huge credit to you, Andrea, for answering us when we asked for your permission for a reaction video with your video embedded. Although permission was denied, the fact that you took the time to answer us and to explain that the interview was not cheap to film, your response shows that you are not too arrogant to talk to smaller channels. So many could learn from you. So we will respect your wishes. Grazie tantissimo, Andrea. E non soltanto per la tua risposta, ma anche per questa ingezione di milanismo che ci serviva così tanto. Just a couple of highlights from the interview. Scaroni, you know nothing about football. Furlani is a Milan fan apparently, but is unable to see beyond the way his brain is wired. Mathematics. Ibra, thank you for helping us win a Scudetto when you came back to play for us, but you need to grow up and you need to take a look at yourself. Jerry, clueless, lost, arrogant, insipid, uninterested, ignorant, and perhaps the most dispassionate individual any Milanista will ever meet. Some Milan channels will be butthurt by the Coppa loss. They wanted the trophy as an indication that their reason was good, and surely to indicate that Jerry had brought a trophy double. Why? Because they see him as one of them. This has never been about America, but several American channels made it about America, hence the title of this short video. You put up a defense mechanism to make you feel like the world was against you, to make you look after your own in the absence of understanding Milanismo. Go on, ask what Milanismo is. Are you afraid of doing a pod asking your fans that? Is it because you'll get answers clearly showing that many of you have no idea what it is? You might think that it's related to spending money on the club. But that's right, it really isn't. The question goes completely over your head because to you, being a fan means buying jerseys, hating on others, spewing lies about Maldini. Jerry is the worst owner Milan could ever have asked for. Don't blame us when Milan media turns against this ownership and conflates it with his nationality. We warned you to call out everyone, including the players, for behaving in a manner unbecoming of a Milanista. Is Musa a Milanista? Is Chucky? For that matter, is Reindeer a Milanista? Is Walker, who wants to return to Man City at all costs? Is Felix? Real Milanisti should be angry. We have a right to be furious. But our task now should be trying to understand how we force the club to change hands. And before anyone says it, no. In my opinion, the answer is not a petition by a guy who has spent the best part of the last 2 years excusing owners and defending the Maldini sacking. The answer isn't to say, let's win the last 2 games to save some pride. Their answer isn't to give podcasters more super chat money. Those of you doing that are fans of the hosts first and not the club. Realize that that is what you are. Keep saying, you're the best, I love your positivity, the best content creator. The sooner you understand, the better it will be, as you'll be able to separate Milan and the show you're watching. Truth is that there is no pride to be saved. It is the club that needs to be saved. Ask yourself, can you take another year of this? Will a change of manager fix the problem? I think you know the answer to both questions. We all do. Yet the rigid plastic fans will sell you a red and black striped box containing a shiny turd and tell you that you should treasure it. Forza Milanismo. Forza Silvestrin. Forza Radio Rossonera. Forza Andrea Longoni. Forza MLM. Forza Rossonari TV. Forza Milanistas 360. Forza Rinaldo Morelli. Forza all those who get it, who want it back, and who will be part of the return of the greatest name this club has ever seen. This is the only plausible way this club begins to heal and to rediscover what it should be. At minimum, ownership must admit to their mistakes, apologise to the fans and Maldini, bring him back, and give him absolute control. Wipe the board clean and remove at least half of that squad. If we don't do these things in that order, then we risk losing forever a generation of Milanisti, and the identity of the club may well be damaged permanently. Because if you look at it today, without red and black glasses, this is not Milan. This is Inter Futuro, and a poor one at that. Ciao a tutti.